Hello people, YouTube back on the couch. It's taken me ages to get round to doing a post-War and Peace 2015 video. Just a million other things distracting me, but now we'll get to it. Right, it was meant to be the last show this year. Whether that's actually going to be the case, I highly doubt it, because I think I said in my pre-War and Peace 2015 video that Rex and Barbara, who have been running the show for a long time, have retired this year. And what's going to be happening now is they're finding the best way in which they can coordinate with someone else who will take the show over and invest in the show. And a lot of people have actually taken up on the offer, so I'm sure we'll have something sorted out by July next year. Don't worry too much, people, because it's too good of a show to get rid of. The weather was absolute shit. I spent most of the Sunday in my tent because we were actually right up the far end. But I managed to get a whole of the German reenactment this year, as you saw 2 videos before this one. I uploaded that whole battle, and check out the other 2 videos that I did of the show if you want to sort of see more of the show, or if you haven't been yet and are really contemplating it. Definitely worth it, I'll say that every year. Right, because of the downpour though, that actually opened up some opportunity to make new acquaintances. Chelmsford Military, and I was actually stuck in their tent in a downpour for like 2 hours straight.
Hey guys, I'm stuck in Chelmsford Militaria, but I have beer and a Thompson, so I ain't complaining.
We had a great conversation. That's just sort of the atmosphere of the show, really. But yeah, overall a good show. Shame about the weather. Shame about it was sort of the last show, and because of the weather I think the Saturday, which in my experience is usually the biggest day, the turnout didn't seem as it was last year. But the Saturday was actually pretty good weather, but assuming a lot of people coming from afar expected it to be bad, they sort of didn't turn up. Unfortunately the Saturday was sort of the only decent day in terms of sunshine, but doesn't really put me off enjoying the show overall. It was good to see Jip. I sort of bumped into you in D&B, and Michael Budd. I don't know if you guys actually watch this channel, but if you do, how's it going? And of course Josh. I was hanging around with the guys from Die Soldaten. They portray the Wehrmacht, of course, German Army, Second World War. And I'm still interested in joining them if I ever manage to get a decent full-time job that actually pays more than peanuts. So yeah, we'll look into that. Right, on to what I actually got this year. First thing, this is a K98 cleaning tin. I got this for free. Josh, thank you very much. Now, I don't actually know if it's post-war because it appears to be unmarked, and I actually sort of stuck it on the shelf and haven't really looked into it, but that's that. I'm not going to open it because it's a pain in the arse. Next thing I got, this is probably the favourite thing I actually got at the show. I've been wanting to get a nice gas mask for a long time, and this is actually a German 1938 model, or GM38 gas mask. Now you can sort of tell these out by the fact they've got like a, the mask is actually rubber, and they're usually painted blue or desert or some sort of different colour. Mine happens to be blue, and if you guys can see that in the light. I think this one is dated either 1943 or 1944, because on the inside we've got 43 and we got BWZ marked, and the actual lenses are 44, so it's one of those dates. Got the filter for it. I got these a good deal on these. They were actually doing these, I don't remember the store I got it, they were doing these for like 25 quid if my memory rings correctly with 2 filters, but I managed to get £8 off because I said, I'll meet you in the middle if you just let me have it with 1 filter, and the guy was happy with that, so there we go. That just simply screws on. I have screwed it on, but just obviously a health warning. You should never ever take the cap off this, put it on and then breathe through it. That's just a really bad idea, and don't even sort of breathe through this unless you've really cleaned it out and sterilised it. I don't really recommend you do it for a long period of time, and especially not with the filter on. You should never ever breathe through a World War II filter. That's just a health warning there, guys. But yeah, it's a very nice mask. It was quite mucky when I got it, but I've cleaned it up. It's come out real good. And it looks pretty damn cool when you're wearing it as well. Next thing I picked up, these are Y straps, which obviously you will always see on German infantry in the Second World War. These ones are actually Czech. Now obviously I want German ones, but I got these because the guy was letting them go for absolute peanuts. Now, I'm not quite sure yet what length I'd actually have to go to convert these to German, or whether it would actually be more efficient to just spend more money on German ones, but I'll figure that out. This is my bayonet, which I actually had for like 4 years, but I finally got on frog with it. This one's got the retainer, doesn't have a date on it, but it does have markings there. I'm not sure exactly what they translate to, but it's nice to have one with the retainer on it. These are often notoriously tight when you get them, but if you just leave them on long enough they'll loosen up. Now I've been getting into like German uniforms and things like that. Do have M43 cap, obviously Wehrmacht tissue. I don't have the insignia sewed on or anything yet. This is the long sleeve undershirt that the troops have worn. This is reproduction stuff, obviously, all recommended by the groups. This is the one without pockets. There's also one with pockets. M43, good production, proper German wool trousers. Obviously these are reproduction, but they're really, really nice ones. They're actually proper wool. There's no shitty material in this one. These are solid. I know they look pretty horrendously huge, but they're only about 3 inches bigger than my waist, so I thought, well, that's good enough. Don't have the whatnots to go over your shoulders. I would say suspenders, that sounds quite girly. I forgot the technical name for them. Yeah, those are nice. I got the M43 tunic on the way, as I said, hopefully, so I'll have something to match this, but I got those parts so far. Now, something which came out of the family. Now, this is not for a happy reason. Those that knew about my granddad, he unfortunately passed away this year on the 12th of September at the ripe age of 89. And because of that, some sort of interesting things have been dispersed amongst the family. This is actually a German Bible, and it's dated back to someone in the family. It's actually got a date of 1887. This thing is very old. My mum actually let me have this, and some more of his POW sort of papers of when he was captured in the war. So yeah, it's just, you know, it's been sad to see him go, but I just like to think, you know, he's in a better place now.
Carry on as you are, learning every day something nice.
Oh, that's nice.
And don't forget it. It's very useful later on in life. Whatever you can learn now, it will help you later in life.
Getting on to some Russian gear now. This is a Polish production white band F1 fragmentation grenade. Now these are originally sort of based on the French grenades, and these were introduced in the Soviet army in 1944, I believe. This is a post-war Polish made one. It's to indicate it's actually got no explosives in it, it's got a white band around it. It's actually completely hollow. Now, the way these are sort of deactivated, you can still unscrew these, and the actual firing mechanism is in there. It's still got the pin and the little sort of the striker, but the actual thing, as you can see, is completely hollow. Obviously no charges are in there, so you can screw this back on and you can actually squeeze the spoon slash handle, whatever you want to call it, and pull the pin out. I've done that on this one. I don't recommend you do it unless you actually know how to put these back together, because these are an absolute pain. So make sure you sort of know how to put these back together before you try. But if you're willing to go through that trouble, sure, pull the pin on it, why not? Right, next thing that I actually got a really good deal on now. Thanks Jip for all this stuff. Cheaper than if I bought it all separately. So, massive respect for that. Thanks a lot, mate. This is a Soviet World War II gunner's pouch. Or a Maxim cleaning kit, or a Maxim spares kit. It goes by various names according to various websites and people. But essentially what it is, you have here the cleaning rod. This all obviously builds up into a rod, and it's got a thick handle, so it doubles up as a hammer. Inside the pouch you've got a whole bunch of things. I won't take everything out of it, but just as an example, you've got like a burst case extractor there, spare lock, and there's sort of a big multi-tool in there and lots of other little punches and bits and bobs which would be for the Maxim. Next thing in the deal was this ammo tin, although this doesn't actually have ammo in it. It's the same as the ammo tin, but it's what they would have used to carry all these tins for solvent. There's another one down there for grease, but there's actually 3 in there in total. That's really cool to have. Really good deal on all of this stuff. The next ammo tin which is sort of slightly darker paint than probably war production. I'm not sure because these things don't tend to be dated, but they do have the Soviet star. And this one has got a 250 round metal belt for the, in the wartime it probably would have been, you know, the SG-43, the Goyunov. The Maxims tend to use cloth belts from what I could best find out. But that's about 6 yards long. I'm very happy with that. Right guys, as I always do in my good old traditional way, save the best till last. And I'll send you out with a message of there'll be more videos on the way soon, some pretty long ones, and maybe some shorter ones on some of the items I showed you downstairs. But until next time, stay safe, happy collecting, and have a nice day.